tip, if you ever want your brakes to stop squeaking, just put some wheel bearing grease on the rotors.
What the fuck?
And something that doesn't make sense to me is how men know when another man holds out his hand, whether it's going to be like dapping him up or a handshake or into a hug. How do they know that?
A very valid question, my dear, but the answer is incredibly simple. It all comes down to angles with trigonometry. Now, we know Pythagoras' theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Well, I give it to you that this is the handshaker's theorem and a bit of bro logic. Now, if a man comes up to you and his hand is outstretched, palm facing over that way, that is purely a handshake. Note how there are no angles to be seen. Now, if a man's hand comes up like this, but the bottom of his hand is still facing the floor and the palm over that direction, this is still just a handshake because he'll shoot it in handshake such as this. Never going for a handshake over the top or underneath. That is either far too aggressive or submissive, and it just gives off the wrong kind of vibe. Now, we were up here for a handshake. However, if this hand now tilts up and there is no angle on his forearm, this is dap. An easy way to give it away, if his fingers are slightly bent like this, you know that it's just a dap, nothing else. Now, when it comes to a big dap and a hug, well, that's simple because you have this angle, but the arm comes out here. You show the other person the palm of your hand, you know that this is going to be a dap and a hug because the force pulls you in and then you have to slap the other guy's back once. No more than once because otherwise you just look really bizarre. Fist bump, simplest one in the game. Just walk up, bump like that. Some people like to do that, some like that. Whichever is most comfortable, whatever you do, don't just outstretch your hand if you see somebody like this. You look like a complete melon. And if it is simply just a hug, it's actually quite hard to tell. But you'll only ever do this with people that you truly know. That is a fact. But you'll walk up to them. There will be no signs of a handshake whatsoever. And then when you're nearly touching one another, arms stretch out, big cuddle, everybody rejoices. As I say, it's all simple angles and the handshaker's theorem. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a fabulous day. And as you were.